Hey everyone, happy Thursday. I want to jump on here today because I got into a bit of a heated discussion last night. And not in a bad way, but just like a conversation that really triggered me, and it caused a lot of emotions within me to come up last night. And because of that, I needed to give myself kind of a hot minute to breathe, relax, so I wouldn't come across so angry, but I did want to talk about it today and kind of bring it up because it really makes me mad. Super mad. So the conversation that I had last night was talking about how there's still a stigma around asking for help when it comes to our mental health, and how the idea of saying I go talk to a counselor, or I have a therapist, or I'm working with a coach is still something that people feel like they need to hide from, something that they're embarrassed of, and something that we as a society don't embrace. And it really freaking pisses me off because a lot of the mental illnesses and whatnot that are going on in the world could have a different outcome, and people could be living completely different lives if the idea of getting help wasn't so frowned upon. And I know that a lot of this, with personal development becoming more and more hyped up in the last little bit here, and big names like Tony Robbins stepping out and people going to his courses, a lot has shifted. However, there is still so much and so many people who see the idea of asking for help as something that makes them less, or that they're not strong enough, or that they're weak because they had to reach out for that. And that's not the case. Sometimes when things happen in our lives and emotions flare up and things are happening, we need to reach out. We need that help. We can't handle it all on our own. And thinking that we can is often where we end up 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the road, looking back going I fucked up. I wish that I had gotten the help that I'm getting now back then, but I didn't do it because I was afraid that my friends would judge me, my family would judge me, that people would talk behind my backs, that I wasn't strong enough, that I was weak enough, that I felt like I needed something to prove. And it just irritates me because asking for help shouldn't be a bad thing. When resources like coaches and therapists and mindset experts are available, they are platforms and people that we should be leaning towards to help us grow. And if anyone has a problem with that, well, fuck them, right? If it's something that you feel like you need to do for you, does it really matter what somebody else says? At the end of the day, everything that you're doing for yourself. And the stigma around that being a bad thing, it's better to stay in a toxic state of mind than it is to get out of it. That blows my mind. And honestly, if you are in one of those situations where you're thinking, you know what, someone's going to judge me, at the end of the day, that's their issue. That's not yours. And if there's something that you feel you need, and working on your mental health is one of those things, then don't let this old stigma or this bullshit of it's a weak thing to do stand in your way. Because truth be told, asking for help, doing the things that you need to do, and working on yourself is one of the strongest things that you will ever do. And I'm sorry that this turned into a bit of a rant. I didn't mean it to. However, I just felt like it needed to be said because I have seen way too many people, and an incident happened last night. I'm not going to get into details, but it just breaks my heart that it's not something that we encourage everyone around us to do. Our family, our friends, our children, our parents. It is a beautiful thing to start working on our mental health and start healing ourselves. And if anyone has an issue with that, well, then that's their problem, not yours. And I guess I just wanted to get that off my chest today. I just wanted to give that little rant because I think it's so important. And I think today of all days, when I know that some of my all of my American friends are celebrating what they're thankful for and the blessings they have in their lives, it felt like a message that I just wanted to get out there today because it is something that we often underlook or we don't give the proper value to. And the transformations and the changes that I've seen within my clients, within myself, within my friends, from stepping out and doing it and saying, you know what, I don't care if anyone has to say anything. I will straight up tell you, I've seen counselors, I've talked to therapists, I've dealt with grief experts. I have been in and out of victim services getting help with stuff been going on in my life. I am a coach. I've gone through all of this process. I will own it because it's made me who I am. And I don't care if there's a stigma around that. It has made me a better version of me. And that is just so incredible. So if you're ever thinking about it and you're honestly worried about somebody judging you, again, I can't say it enough. Anyone who judges someone else is dealing with their own stuff. What you judge someone else for is really something that's triggering within yourself. And I realize I might trigger a lot of you by saying that. However, it's the truth. If you see something in somebody else, it's actually something reflecting in you that is bothering you. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to reach out, and have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow.